I'm here with Alex Stenko, a Ukrainian and valued client of Nomad Elite. And today, Alex is going to reveal his reasons for leaving Ukraine for South America, more specifically Argentina and Paraguay. Thank you for your time and thank you for coming, Alex. I appreciate it. Please talk to us about the situation in Ukraine, why you left Ukraine. If you can give us a little bit of a background, that would be appreciated.
First of all, thank you for having me, Gerald. And hello, everybody out there watching us. Hopefully this information can be useful for everybody. And my specific situation, well, I didn't go, let's say like this. Obviously, everybody knows that there's a war going on in Ukraine. And in my case, I was already outside of the country. I was working on a cruise ships for last 12 years as activity manager last couple of years. And when invasion started, I basically had a choice to get back to uncertainty and or just support my lovely country and my army, my family financially, which I choose to because I never be a military. So that's one of the things, even though I love obviously my country and stuff. But throughout the years, I also travel a lot, and I've been visiting before beautiful country of Paraguay and beautiful country of Argentina. So I got an idea what to expect from these countries and stuff. And since I cannot go home, well, in my case, it means if I'm coming back home, it means I'll be drafted, and it's not easy choice to make. I might die, basically. So I was looking for some plan B because I needed some base between my contracts. Usually I'm working as a 6 months on and 2 months off. So Paraguay and Argentina was a good choice.
Talk to us about the compulsory military service in Ukraine. Now, this is very prominent across whole Europe. It's not just Ukraine. My native country has it too. So technically, let's say you were to return to your native country, you would have to go into the military to serve your country during this emergency situation your country is in. And you revealed to me how the maximum age for military is 60 years, I believe you said that. Okay, great. Now, talk to us about why did you choose South America? Because you could have gone anywhere, right? You could have gone to Western Europe without a visa, right? That'd be much easier. Why did you choose South America?
Well, again, since I want to continue to work, and build my career working on a cruise ships. If I would go to some country of Western, Central, or whatever, somewhere in Europe, I needed to stay there in terms for me to get some residency, or to become a citizen or naturalize and stuff. But since I want to be flexible and I want to work on a cruise ships, this is my career and I dedicated so much time to it. And to be honest, it's really a lot of fun, to work there, especially if you work in entertainment. And so that was one of the reasons why I decided that, none of the countries, I can tell you also my first country which I visit during the invasion, because I needed to go somewhere. And I think we already talked once with you about it, was Austria, which is amazing. I love the country. That was not the first time I've been to Austria. I've stayed in Vienna because I found some nice Airbnb, and I was very happy about everything. And my mom could visit me because ladies, they can live the country. But the thing is, it's so difficult to connect on a deeper level with the people. I had only 2 months, and as I think I'm pretty social person, I'm pretty open person. But in Europe, in general, I don't want to it's the same probably back home in Ukraine. Let's put it this way. We Europeans, we are colder. So that's also probably answer the question why I prefer to stay in an environment where people are much warmer in general, and it's easy to connect with them. In our case, it's Paraguay, Argentina, I mean, you name it, any country in Latin America, people just kind, warm, and that's, the environment you want to be.
What future do you anticipate for your native country, Ukraine? Do you see yourself going back to Ukraine, or do you see yourself living here in South America for the foreseeable future? I know the future is uncertain at this point, and there are a lot of rumors that the war could end with a Trump presidency beginning. What are your thoughts on this?
Of course, I would love the war to finish as quick as possible. And in my case, the more I travel, and I'm not flashing or, I'm not trying to show off, but I visited 66 countries of the world. I was just always been curious about geography, so I have the list of the countries I visit, and I can tell that not in each and every country, you feel the same. In some countries you want to come back, and some countries you don't. So for me, I never wanted to become an immigrant. I was always happy to go back home to Ukraine, but throughout the years, because I spent so much time working in an international environment and among the people from all over the world, like usually on a cruise ship there's 50 to 60 different, or people from 50 to 60 different nationalities works with you. Like I work for one American company, whatever. That basically, through the time, I also understood that when I'm arriving back home, they don't consider me as Ukrainian anymore. But at the same time, since I work in international waters, I'm technically not working on land or not citizen of US or Latino America or whatever. I will always gonna keep that something, that Eastern European, if you wish, if we again generalize, or Ukrainian in me. So I always felt like I'm a child of the world. And since we are already living in 21st century, and the borders right now so much open, and the idea of that we have a full-scale war in 21st century, at first I was really shocked. To be honest, it was difficult, especially if you work in an entertainment, and that couple of first weeks of invasion of Ukraine, it was difficult because my job is to host activities. I need to provide, and the main idea to create the vibe, the good vibe for our guests on board. And just imagine when that your people are right now suffering. At the same time, again, I was talking with my family and friends, and they were always very supportive. We just decided, since the thing is uncertain, it's better for me to keep on doing what I do. At least I'm good at what I'm doing, so that's how I can help them, how I can support myself, how I can, of course, do some charity and help our army to be back one day. But again, I would love to be back. I would love to be, again, as I mentioned, a citizen of the world. I would love to, for example, be back and live there for some time throughout the year, and then maybe spend the winter cold months somewhere in Latino America or South America, because I really like this continent. And as I mentioned before, the people, it's just something, it's different level of connection. I don't know. People here are just happier, and the level of consumerism is not the same. I don't know if that answers the question. So I hope I'm gonna be back one day to beautiful Ukraine.
I like how you pointed out how consumerism is kept at a minimum here, which is true. People derive happiness here through communication. That's everything. And you can have this without spending money. That's the beauty of it. So that's really good. Now, during a private conversation, you talked to me about how Ukraine may present good real estate investment opportunities in this very year and also in the following year. Have you personally considered purchasing real estate in Latin America, or are you eyeing the local market back home in Ukraine?
Thank you for the question. Well, I do have some real estate back home in Ukraine, and I think that's something, having a real estate, it's also can be a positive and not very positive thing, because, for example, for me as Eastern European man, it was very important to have your own place where you can stay. And I remember when I purchased, I was paying off the mortgage for my apartment, and then during the COVID there was a time when I finally refurbished it, so it was huge achievement for me to have my small tiny condo, whatever, in Kyiv, Ukraine. But it was important. But at the same time, later on, when the things got better, and everything restored again, the world restored after COVID, my goodness, how do they call that? Period? Lockdown. It kind of holds me back, because now I need to think about it, and now I need to maintain. And since I, for example, have that apartment, I never was thinking about, as a part of the business or rental business or investment and stuff. So I invested too much in it just to leave it for somebody right now, to some people to live there. You know what I'm saying? Right now, my cousin is live there. Right. It is what it is. So when you're saying if I was thinking to invest in one of the countries here in South America. I was thinking, and I was looking at different investment options, and I know that the market is booming, especially here in Asuncion. From what I see, it's like we're literally staying right now in one of the new apartments, and those apartments, they're popping up like mushrooms after the rain. And again, it's not investment advice, obviously, but I can see that there is a potential here. Again, it's just individual approach. Right now, I'm focusing, let's say like this, I'm learning a lot about stock markets and stuff, and I think I would love to focus more on that, because that would give me a little bit more flexibility, especially, in my particular, case, my case scenario, to be more flexible. So I don't need to be, attached to some place. However, since we talk business, so since I'm applying for residency here, and I'm going to be hopefully soon resident of this beautiful country of Paraguay, there is a chance that I might consider to invest and have my own cozy little apartment or so, because I can see the potential.
I mean, you can buy into a brand new building here for as little as 40, 50,000. Maybe that's not going to be in the prime location, like where we are here. It's probably going to be more expensive, but we are now, for instance, promoting properties that are outside, that are still within like a 10 to 15 minute drive from the major malls. But it's interesting to see that you're considering buying here, even though back home there might be cheaper investment opportunities out there, especially bargains. Because during a war, what happens, right? Nobody wants to invest. Everyone's scared to death. The market's never going to recover. You don't know what's going to happen to the country, right? There are a lot of unknown variables at this point that prevent people from investing. But I think the countries that you wouldn't invest in might be the best countries to invest in at this point. If you can smoothen out the risk, if you can invest a certain amount of money that's not going to hurt you. Let's say it really goes to zero for whatever reason. Russia, say, captures the territory and it's gone, right? So if that happens, I don't know what's going to happen to your apartment, right? So there are a lot of unknown variables, but I appreciate you sharing your perspective on why you left Ukraine for South America, Paraguay and Argentina. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. If you're interested in obtaining a residence permit in Paraguay or Argentina, you're welcome to book a consultation with me personally. You should see our link displayed right on the screen. There's also a link added in the description of the video. Please book a consultation now, and we would really love to work with you and help you obtain residency in South America. Thank you for watching.